So, good morning, Maddie and Eli. Daddy here again. Hope you guys are well. I'm off to the park, but before I go, I just thought I'd show you my house. This is my house, and that is my bedroom there, and that is my bathroom, and that's my hallway, and there's some nice plants in the window here you probably can't see. And in the other vlog, I told you about the fire that happened. And the fire was in that flat. It's difficult doing it in reverse because you've got to do everything backwards on video. So yes, that's my house, and I'll show you just how far the park is. It's our own little residence park from this house. So that's my house behind, and this is our little garage in our cul-de-sac. And that is the park right there, our little park. So that's where I'm taking you today. And here we have some nice little shady area, and beyond it a nice picnic place. Obviously no picnics happening now because we're still in lockdown. And here's our own residence private little playground, which as you can probably see is closed and padlocked up because of the current coronavirus. And this is the park, the rest of it. It's only small, but it's kind of sweet. It's on a square, and I live down there, behind my head. And I sometimes bring the tortoises here and play with the local kids. And of course, as I'm a professional nanny as well as a musician, the parents all just send their kids out, and we have a billboard time. So I have found a nice, quiet, shady spot in the park. And I thought today I'd tell you some sweet baby stories about yourself, and maybe one about me. A very cool one, I thought, was when you were born, and doesn't apply to all parents. Everybody is different. It didn't apply to your mum, but it did apply to me. But then you weren't your mum's first child, whereas, of course, you were my first child. Apparently, this is more common with first children. Your poo in your nappies varied in smell to me from kind of buttered popcorn and pancakes and sometimes candy floss, and it was lovely. I really, really liked the smell, and I thought, this is really bizarre. Is there something wrong with me? Kind of thing. And I spoke to your mum about it. She said, well, I haven't heard of it. It's strange. Anyway, so we asked a doctor about this. It wasn't her specialist area, but she said that apparently there is some medical condition which makes your baby's poo to you, not to anybody else, but to you, the parent, smell extremely pleasant. And the smells I described apparently fitted this. However, I've since done a bit of research, and this seems to hold slightly less water in hindsight. I've since discovered that a more likely contributor, because they've done trials on this, that apparently parents who are quite hands-on, as I was, changing nappies and, as dads should do, and share the workload, can apparently detect chemical signatures in their baby's poo of family members, which is interesting. And apparently they don't have that with other babies' poo. So if I changed your nappy, it would smell like candy floss or buttered popcorn, whereas if I changed another baby's nappy, it would smell like shit. And that's kind of interesting. I thought that was kind of sweet. Also, apparently, there's a third branch of study that implies that babies who are breastfed, which you were, their poo naturally smells slightly sweeter, and is also slightly more runny, although I don't remember yours being particularly bad or anything. So yes, you also, moving on when you're a little bit older. Oh, I have a video, by the way, of your very first bath, because you're not supposed to bath babies when they're first born for a few weeks. So I have a video, and right from the beginning you adored water. I obviously held your head, and Mummy filmed, and I kind of bobbed you around in this little baby bath I'd bought. And you loved it. You were calm, serene, looking up. and it was lovely. And you always loved the water. You loved having baths, and we used to get baths together quite a lot. But there was one funny thing, which was you were incredibly distrustful of soap suds. Water you loved, but soap suds, ooh. So when we started having baths together, me and you and Mummy and you, and of course you and Maddie and different combinations, um, you would get in a bath and you would kind of put your hand out if there were soap suds going. I'm going away from the soap suds, and you wouldn't touch them, and then I'd sort of gently put your hand on them, and you'd go, whoa, and you didn't like soap suds, and then I slowly got you used to them, and then after a while, so I'd take a clump of soap suds and put it on your head, and you'd kind of go, and it was extremely, extremely entertaining. So I really loved that. That was adorable. And a quick one about me. Obviously, I don't remember this as I was freshly minted. Um, but yes, I'm reliably informed that this, and may I introduce Black Mouse to you? Black Mouse now only has one ear and is probably blind in that eye. Also, the nose is rather deformed now, and only 1 foot, or looks like a flipper, only 1 foot remains. And he still has the safety pin in the back that holds him together, which I think was added by my mum in something like 1980, something like that. But anyway, I'm reliably informed that Black Mouse was placed next to me when I was actually smaller than it is. So I was smaller than that. And I've told you about my breech birth, rather horrific, horrifically traumatic for my mum, I would imagine, birth in a different vlog. But yes, that's Black Mouse. And one of the few little toys I have from that time. I used to have the ribbons, because of course, as you probably know, babies don't have very good eyesight when they're born, and the eyesight develops. And apparently my mum knew my eyes had got better at a certain point when she wore these. They were beautiful, like coloured ribbons. She had them tied around some blouse or skirt that she was wearing. And apparently I reached out to try and touch the colours. And she knew that my eyes were developing. So I used to have them, but I don't know now where they've gone, unfortunately. Too many moves and the trials and tribulations of life. But I do have Black Mouse. So here's Black Mouse. Say hello to Eli. Daddy loves you always. Mwah.